Welcome to GabTalks, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Hello. I'm Gabriella, founder and creator of GabTalks, where mindset matters. Today, I'm going to have a short conversation with you about getting out of our comfort zone. Let me tell you, it is one of the hardest things to do. I know I had to push hard through fears. There is a ton of pressure to strive and push beyond our boundaries. And if you look around, you'll see there are books and podcasts and blogs and articles all urging you to keep striving and keep testing your boundaries and get out of your comfort zone. And it's true, that growth comes from stretching yourself, but it doesn't have to be punitive or a trigger for more anxiety. Because let me tell you, when you're pushing through your fears and pushing through your comfort zone, anxiety gets triggered a lot. So you can get better results by being kind to yourself, by moving through your fears and limiting beliefs using techniques that nurture and support yourself. So you can reframe this process by thinking of it as growing your comfort zone and making it bigger around you. See, we very often feel very small inside of our comfort zone, and then pushing is really hard to do, but you can. And then your new comfort zone can include facing fears and achieving what you want out of life. So here's a few things that you can do, 5 actually, that will help you expand your horizons with self-compassion. First, learn when it's okay to stay inside your comfort zone. It's not always a bad thing to stay inside your comfort zone. Sometimes being comfortable and secure and not being challenged is just what you need. You might be feeling a bit down or vulnerable. You might be having a much needed plateau time after working really hard to get where you are now. And if being in your comfort zone is serving you, then it's okay to stay there for a little while, for a period of rest and recovery. We all strive, work hard, try to get stuff. And at some point, we all have walls that we hit, or we hit plateaus, and our bodies and our brains and our work, it all flows in cycles. And if you are in an up cycle of creation, and then you hit a point where you just feel like you can't do anything more, or you feel like you're treading water or on the treadmill, not actually making progress, that's the time to take a pause. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some downtime, whether it's a day, a week, a month. You need to figure out your own personal cycle of when doing high activity versus doing low activity. And when you do find that low activity time is the time to stay inside your comfort zone, because personally, I find that my productivity during the low cycle time tends to go backwards if I really push hard. And the more you recognize your own cycles, the more quickly you can see when those happen and when it is time to stay inside the comfort zone. And once you've consolidated and you've rested and restored yourself, then it's time to start pushing the envelope again. You can also reframe and define your comfort zone during that time, because you've expanded it from before. So that becomes a new place to launch from. You've gone from this to this, or you've gone from here to here. And now you have a new launching place that is less restrictive, because you've added more to what you're comfortable with doing. And that sort of comfort is feeling good about yourself and strong in your personal power. And it's completely different than working from fear-based need for security, or fear-based place that causes you to stall out and stops you from trying new things. Personal growth can be painful, but it can also be exhilarating. There's nothing like the thrill of taking a risk and succeeding. And that success will really increase your confidence, expand your mind, expand your willingness, and open up your comfort zone and set you on the path to achieving your next set of goals. Now, that being said, It's a really good idea. I know this sounds weird, but make friends with your fears. I will tell you again from personal experience, I push through my fears, but it is hard sometimes. And so sometimes I just kind of have to sit with it, understand where it's coming from so that I'm able to push through and make friends. Fear is fundamental. It's a human reaction to a threat, fight or flight. Fear has protected us, the human race, for centuries, and it keeps us safe. Your fears have kept you safe your entire life and stopped you from drowning or walking into traffic or stepping off of a place that you could wind up breaking your ankle or who knows what. But it's important to distinguish between which fears are serving you and which are preventing you from moving forward. If you live in a place where there is danger outside and the fear is very rational to keep you safe, then that's important. On the other hand, one of the most commonly reported fears is that of public speaking. In fact, it is the number one fear out there. It is a greater fear than the fear of death. That fear is not protecting you from an actual threat, but it may be hampering your ability to move forward in whatever it is that you've chosen to do. It's a block that's holding you back, and one that's pretty easy to overcome. In the balancing of risk and consequence, overcoming your fear of giving a presentation or a pitch to a client has way more benefits than not overcoming that fear. You can loosen up your approach to your fears by knowing what they are. Sit down, write out all the things that makes your stomach clench or makes you feel anxious. For me, I feel like I have a blood pressure cuff on my arms and I feel a tightening when I'm in that fear and anxiety space. And when you can think about what is triggering those fears and write them down, then you're able to take yourself out and look at it, sit with it, and then figure out how to climb that metaphorical ladder that is in front of you and be able to stand in front of an audience, sit in front of a Zoom screen or a live stream and look and ask which fears are holding you back and which fears are serving you. Once you know what you're dealing with, you can start to assess how reasonable those fears are and develop some strategies to overcome them. All right, so strategies to overcome them. Rewire your brain. Your comfort zone is largely composed of familiar patterns of thinking and belief, and these are recorded in your brain's neural pathways. And those are reinforced every time you experience a situation that triggers a reaction out of you. These pathways in turn set your expectations of the world and your personal place in the world. Your comfort zone really is your mindset, whether it's positive or negative. You may not realize it, but it's totally under your control. Did you know that you can effectively reprogram your brain? Yep, you can. Scientists have shown that your brain's neural pathways are infinitely malleable and are changing all the time in response to outside stimuli. When you decide to take on learning something new, or when you want to create a habit, or you want to change and break a habit, or when you decide that you want to eat something or not eat something. All of these are your neural pathways making decisions and being malleable and changing. And you can control this programming. Think of a time when you were planning to buy something big. Did you suddenly start seeing that item all over the place? For example, a car. I know when I bought my car, all of a sudden I started seeing them everywhere, the same model. And before that, I had only seen a handful of them. And I really had made the decision because I went online and I looked it up and I liked what the car represented. And then all of a sudden, everywhere I was driving, I saw them everywhere. Well, that's a perfect example of your brain resetting the filters to focus on something that is important to you. Just as you can filter and prioritize your brain's program, you can adjust your mindset and replace the negative beliefs with positive ones. On your computer, you can actually create filters in your email, or you can create filters on internet searches. Well, it's kind of the same thing. You can create these filters inside your own brain to focus on specific things. And that's the way you can rewire your brain and use the power of your mind. You can build positive neural pathways in your brain by using two very, very powerful tools: visualization and affirmations, both of which can help you reset your mind's pattern of belief and thoughts to a more positive focus on achieving what you want out of life. It's true. I'll tell you, I did that when I was in a really down place, and whoa, what a difference it made. Affirmations are short, positive statements in the present tense that will reinforce the positive beliefs that you choose to have. They will help you put you in control of your own self-talk. The other thing you can do with affirmations, which is what I did, is I came up with a list that was about half a page, and I wrote them down every day, because when you're writing them down, you're thinking them, you're speaking them. Even if you're not speaking them out loud, you're thinking through the sentence and you're writing it. And there is still something from your brain to your hand and doing things in written form that has significant value. So you should say positive affirmations to yourself daily throughout the day, and also take the time, morning or evening or both, to write out a short set of them. Don't make them so long that you feel like you're overwhelmed. Just a couple of sentences, maybe half a page at most, and something that's easy to get through. And at first it might be a little difficult to do, but once you get into the groove of doing it, let me tell you, I made a commitment to do 30 days. And the second time I made a commitment to do 60 days. And both times I did it for about 4 or 5 months. I kept going because I was in the rhythm of doing it. And it really, really makes a difference with rewiring your neural pathways. You can also use visualization. Using visualization allows you to take control of whatever is happening in your life. You get to write the script and imagine the situation the way you want it. Think about your favorite book. When a writer does a really, really good job of writing out something that you can literally visualize the entire scene. So imagine a scenario where you have to pitch an idea to your client or to a large audience. You can visualize the whole scene, from putting the whole thing together and then getting to the stage and walking confidently into the room, shaking hands with everybody. By constructing a vision of success, you are building the neural pathways to achieve that success. You have told your brain what to expect. You have expanded your comfort zone to include this success. Scripting a visualization uses the same mental techniques that your worrying mind uses to build fears, setting you up to expect to stumble or make a fool of yourself. But by writing out your visualizations, you take control of the power of your imaginative mind, and you choose to live out a positive story. So here's how you can create a positive vision of success. You ready? 1, sit in a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. 2, make sure you're comfortable in your chair or bed or wherever it is you're sitting. You might need a light blanket to keep warm or cushions to support your back, head, or knees. 3, take a slow, deep breath. Feel your muscles relax. Do that 3 times. Now, bring to mind the scenario that you are about to face. Imagine the room, the temperature, what it is that you're wearing. Think about the other people in the room. See yourself walking in confident, calm, saying hello, even making a joke that feels appropriate and loosens up everybody's mood. Now imagine how it feels to give your presentation. You did it amazing. It worked smoothly. You speak confidently and persuasively. The people in the room smile and nod and ask you really engaging questions. You have the perfect answer for all of their questions. You are carried on a wave of positive, calm energy. When you finish, your clients clap appreciatively and sign on the spot. You shake hands, you've closed the deal. Imagine this scenario in your head, play it out multiple times, and then when you're ready, as you come back to the room, you can still feel the calm confidence that made your pitch successful. You know you can do it. You have a script. Studies have shown that a strong visualization has the same effect on the brain as if you did it in real life. The brain can't easily distinguish between what's real and what's imagined and makes the same neural pathway connections and adjusts your mindset and comfort zone accordingly. If you imagine success, you are building the brain's expectation that you will succeed. All right, now, one of the most important things to bring this whole thing together is capitalizing on your own gratitude. Now, it might sound odd to use gratitude to help you move out of your comfort zone, but it seems that being grateful for what you have and what you've already achieved sets you up for future success. Yes, really, it does. What you have already accomplished and what you already have achieved will set you up for future success. Studies have shown that feelings of gratitude and appreciation stimulate the hypothalamus, that part of your brain which regulates stress levels, as well as sleep and metabolism. Gratitude has also been shown to increase the levels of that feel-good hormone dopamine. The simple act of regular gratitude sets up powerful, virtuous cycles and reinforces all those positive neural pathway connections. You set up your brain to notice things to be grateful for. You feel more positive about yourself and about life in general, and your confidence soars. You have set up a virtuous cycle of expecting good things to happen to you. Your comfort zone has expanded to include success. Every time you expand your comfort zone, you can take a few more risks and build some more successes. How awesome is that? Sure, going outside your comfort zone is essential for achieving your dreams, but you don't have to stay out there. The important thing is that you don't get stuck in the place where you are now that keeps you small, right? And wherever you are now, even if you are growing your comfort zone, you can always keep growing it and growing it and growing it. Don't get stuck where you are. When you do, it makes you feel helpless or undeserving of future success. If your self-talk is fearful and focuses on stopping you from taking risks, it is time to do some reassessment. There are lots of ways of growing and pushing out of your comfort zone without turning it into a punishment. It can become a safe haven to try new things. Believe it or not, you can actually get to a point where you feel safer pushing out of your comfort zone than staying inside of your comfort zone. Trying new things and getting to know your fears and tackling them without turning it into a stressful exercise of self-blame. Reframe your comfort zone as a place to build confidence where you can grow and experiment and push your own boundaries. Well, that's all for now. I hope you got value from this, and we look forward to seeing you on our next video. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.